Jan Smithers is a former television actress best known for her portrayal of the character Bailey Quarters on WKRP in Cincinnati. After her role on that classic sitcom ended, Jan became more interested in being a mother than being an actress. In the new millennium, Jan has turned her interests towards yoga and climate change awareness. Join Facts First as we take a look at why Jan Smithers disappeared after WKRP in Cincinnati. Jan Smithers got her start in the entertainment industry in an unlikely way. In 1966, when she was 16, a surfer at her high school invited her to ditch school and spend the day with him at the beach. Jan had never done anything of the sort, but there's a first time for everything. The day at the beach proved fateful, as a journalist and photographer who were working on a piece for the then burgeoning magazine Newsweek approached Jan. The piece was about the current state of teenagers, and the journalist and photographer thought Jan was perfect. Jan had her picture taken and was interviewed for the piece. It was Jan's picture that ended up being used on the cover of Newsweek. The issue proved to be the magazine's most popular so far, and many credit it with cementing the magazine's status as a notable periodical. Not only did Jan's picture on the cover help cement Newsweek's status, it also brought the young woman her first mainstream attention. Realizing she might be able to make a career out of appearing in the media, Jan soon set her sights on stardom. Agents began tracking her down and offering her a chance at just that. And the young woman spent the last few years of her high school career moonlighting as an actress in numerous commercials. Jan's mother decided to help her out in her attempts to start a Hollywood career. In addition to appearing in a variety of commercials, Jan also continued her work as a model in magazines. She enrolled at the Chouinard Art Institute, but ended up dropping out when she decided her time there wasn't helping out. The aspiring actress's first role in a feature film came in a movie called When the Lilies Bloom. Following her appearance in that film, she could be seen on hit series like Starsky and Hutch. Jan got the role in WKRP in Cincinnati in 1978, and it quickly brought the actress more acclaim than ever. She was tasked with playing the shy and lovable character of Bailey Quarters, and audiences quickly fell in love with her. The show lasted 4 seasons, and Jan portrayed the character of Bailey throughout the series' run. Following her time as Bailey Quarters, she could be seen in a diminished capacity in several other shows throughout the mid-'80s. Some of the other series she appeared on during that decade include Murder, She Wrote, The Love Boat, and Comedy Factory. It was while performing on the series Hotel that Jan met the man who went on to become her second husband and father of her daughter. This man was actor James Brolin, whom she met in 1984 and married in '86. The two went on to have daughter Molly Elizabeth Brolin together. Prior to marrying James Brolin, Smithers had been married to Kip Whitman for a short time in the early 70s. The two had been divorced for well over a decade when Jan met James. Meanwhile, James was married when he met Jan in 1984. He was married to actress Jane Cameron, though meeting and falling in love with Jan Smithers inspired him to file for divorce. After giving birth to daughter Molly in 1987, Jan decided to retire from acting and dedicate herself fully to being a parent. James at this point was still working to support his family. His schedule prevented him from spending much time with his wife, and this took a toll on their relationship. The pair filed for divorce in 1995, and Jan briefly returned to acting. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. And stick around for more about Jan Smithers. After divorcing James Brolin in '95, Jan Smithers' daughter was a bit older, and Jan felt comfortable taking a step back into the entertainment industry. Her last acting credit up until this point has been the 1997 film Mr. Nice Guy, after which the actress retired again and decided to pursue more socially conscious goals. While daughter Molly was in high school, Jan reportedly went on a spiritual odyssey to India where she learned to meditate. In more recent years, Jan was part of a subcommittee in Washington meant to promote environmentally friendly energy alternatives. Though Jan has claimed her time with the subcommittee wasn't especially successful, she still believes it was a worthwhile way to spend her time. She's also used her time in India to become a spiritual healer. The former actress is rarely seen in public, and she keeps her social media accounts private. The last time she was seen at an event was 2014 when she attended a WKRP in Cincinnati cast reunion. She's never remarried after divorcing James Brolin, but she still has a great relationship with daughter Molly. James Brolin ended up marrying an even more notable figure, Barbra Streisand. The two are still together and considered by many to be one of the biggest power couples in Hollywood. As we mentioned, he was first married to Jane Cameron, and it was Jane who helped James get his breakout role. Jane was a casting director when she met and married James in the 60s. Through these connections, Jane got James his job on the hit series Marcus Welby, M.D., which went on to make the actor a star. The two married in 1966 and had 2 kids. One of these is actor Josh Brolin, who has arguably eclipsed both of his parents in terms of Hollywood success. Though James and Barbra Streisand haven't had any children together, they're still happily married after over 2 decades. Though Jan Smithers is still technically around, she hasn't worked in the entertainment industry in well over 2 decades. The former actress remains best known for her time on the hit series WKRP in Cincinnati. The series followed the exploits of the crew of its titular radio station as they attempt to increase their ratings. Helping them out is new program director Andy Travis, who has a history of helping failing radio stations. Actor Gary Sandy played Andy Travis. Other stars on the series included actress Lonnie Anderson as Jennifer Marlowe, Gordon Jump as Arthur Carlson, and Howard Hessman as Dr. Johnny Fever. Jan Smithers played Bailey Quarters for 86 of the 90 episodes. At the start of the series, Bailey had few duties at the radio station, but Andy Travis gave her more and more duties over the course of the show's run. The character was notably timid, but that didn't mean she couldn't get the job done. Bailey ended up being one of the most integral characters on WKRP in Cincinnati. This made sense as she was based on the wife of the series' creator. Series creator Hugh Wilson has shared in the time since the series ended that Bailey Quarters was based on his wife. Thankfully, the TV audience found the character just as appealing as Hugh did. While Jan has stepped away from acting to share her spirituality with those around her, the character of Bailey has become somewhat of a feminist icon due to what she illustrated about the value of women in the workplace. Now it's time to hear from you. Do you remember WKRP in Cincinnati? What was your favorite episode? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts Verse if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.